I'm here with my friend Ruchir Shah, who makes these amazing comic books that tell some great stories. And he's going to tell us a little bit about them. So Ruchir, tell us what got these comics started.
So, it's actually about 6 years ago when I was in high school. I was always really passionate about history, and I wanted a way to make it more interesting for kids. So, I'd grown up reading a lot of this Indian history comic book called Ruchir Shah that sold a lot in India, and I wanted to try bringing that to America. And so, it's been a really incredible few years.
That's cool. So why would somebody rather read a comic book than perhaps search on Google or Wikipedia to find some more information about something like the Darfur crisis?
No, that's a good question. I think anyone of any age is going to get bored reading a big textbook. I mean, it's interesting maybe once you have some grasp of the material, but it's boring. Text, at the end of the day, text is boring. So if you have pictures, if you have more interactive learning, I mean, there's no, how do you not like learning about, for example, Israel? If you can read it in this format, where it's cute and effective and interesting and to the point. So especially for kids.
How long have you been making these comic books?
So about 6 years ago, I started this nonprofit. I made the first 3 books, Benjamin Franklin, Martin Luther King, and the Civil War. And then I basically spent a few years just marketing them. Getting them in bookstores, schools, a lot of nonprofits all over the world. A lot of US embassies using the books to teach kids English.
Great.
And about 10,000 books in 16 countries. So it's really cool. And then about 2 years ago, I kind of converted the project into just, instead of just me making comic books, developing an educational comic book Wikipedia. So students and teachers from all over the world can produce books about their culture, their customs, their religions, and upload them to this website for other students to read.
Great. So how would somebody get access to that website? Where could they find that information?
EasyComics.com.
EasyComics.com.
The letter E, letter Z, comics.com.
Okay. That's cool. It allows the world to open up to you and express their stories and create an online comic so they can do what you're doing globally.
Yes, and we have about 35 books on the website right now. So
wow.
From a lot of different countries, a lot of different perspectives. So.
That's amazing.
This is a book on the Holocaust. So I actually went to KIPP Academy Houston, which is a nationwide charter school network. So they have some really innovative methods for teaching. I met a student there who came into the principal's office who was really passionate about comic books. And he said, okay, you made these really cool books. I want to do the same thing. I want to make one on the Holocaust because we're studying it right now in our school. And so I talked to his teacher after that. He was actually a student who had struggled a lot in school. Was not very motivated because his older siblings had dropped out. And this was actually a project he latched onto. So I worked with him and a group of 3 other students to make an entire script and do all the research for this book. And then an entire class of artists did all the artwork and illustrations.
Wow.
So it came out like really well. It's really cool.
That's cool. So I mean, getting these students involved, it inspires them to continue, learning more about different things that are going on around the world.
And I mean, the best part of this was that the Holocaust Museum printed 3,000 copies and sent them all over the world.
Wow.
And so these students now have an actual published work, which is really great. Yeah.
So they have something a story that they told that's spread around the world.
We had a comic book competition. I worked with the Boniek Center for Religious Tolerance at Rice University. So we got a bunch of donors who donated a few iPads. And so we had a competition to anyone from anywhere in the world who creates the best comic book about religious tolerance is eligible to win an iPad.
Wow.
So we had entries from 7 different countries. This was actually one of them, about an Israeli exchange student who comes in and is bullied because of his religion.
Wow.
And then he makes a friend, and they go get the bully together. Pretty cool.
This is cool. Essentially, what this comic book is about is it's about staying diverse. We teach meet, learn, and do. That's our motto is stay diverse. So we continue to meet people and learn what they do and do what they do. And that's how we reduce ignorance and reduce segregation and create unity by just meeting people. So this comic book in particular, I think this is a perfect model of what stay diverse is. That's pretty cool. That's great.
Yeah, and then this is another one from Estonia. With a sort of a similar stay diverse motto. Okay. They took an interesting take. They had the monkeys, tigers, and the elephants, all with their own religions.
Wow.
At first in peace, and then they start fighting. And then they come to a conclusion that religious tolerance is important. It's just a cute, effective way to teach a somewhat difficult concept to kids.
You know what I notice? A lot of kids are, what we hear from adults, you need to learn religious tolerance, you need to learn to accept other people's cultures. But when you're told to do something, you less likely want to do it. It sounds like it's a task, like it's a job to do. But these comic books make it really fun. It makes you want to get involved and be interested in it because it looks fun in the comic book. And I love the way you express that. So yeah, what you're doing is a great thing, and I hope that you continue to do it and spreading this message around the world. Ruchir, tell me about Houston. Are you originally from Houston?
I'm actually originally from Rhode Island.
Wow, so what brought you to our wonderful city?
I actually didn't know that much about Houston coming in. It's just a different part of the country. I wanted to experience a different perspective. I guess since then I've realized Houston is really an incredible place. I mean, I'm from Rhode Island. You think of Houston, think of Texas as, you know, white, Bible Belt, but Houston is probably one of the most diverse places I've been in the entire world. So many different cultures, so many different types of people, all living in the same city.
You know, recently a Rice University study named Houston the most diverse city in the United States of America. So, I mean, we're very proud of that. What do you think about that? What do you think about the importance of diversity in our city?
No, I think diversity makes Houston what it is. You have so many different restaurants, so many different customs, so many traditions. One of the issues is that some of these groups sort of segregate themselves. So you have a large Chinese population, large Indian population, large Nigerian population, but they all kind of spend time in their own parts of the city. I think what State Diverse is doing is a really incredible job of really bringing these different cultures together and having them together experience the city of Houston.
Exactly. We like to just shed the light on different cultures and let people know how wonderful our city is and how many different cultures are. A lot of people don't know that there's over 90 consulates in this city. That tells you how many countries are represented just within the greater Houston area. So what you're doing with your comic books, it's spreading messages of diversity and unity. You're letting people know about different things that are going on around the world and just making it in a fun and easy way, easy comics way, to learn about these different things that are going on. So I would like to thank you for meeting with us today.
Well, thank you very much.
And we really appreciate what you do. We hope that you continue creating these comic books because you really stay diverse.
Thank you.
What is the ultimate goal of the creation of these comics? What do you want to see happen when people read these comics?
So the idea is that basically I think my biggest goal is cultural understanding. Okay. So to get students from all over the world to understand each other's cultures. For example, you know, a student in Iraq reads about Benjamin Franklin, reads about Martin Luther King and Martin Luther King's life, and he doesn't hate America as much. You know, it's a way for, I think, through understanding you can build much stronger cultural connections and build peace eventually.
I'm Alexander Ansari.
And I'm Ruchir Shah.
And we stay diverse together.